Hi everybody, Mark Mangino here. Just to give you a little 5-minute introduction about myself. Um, can I fill 5 minutes? You be the judge. There's going to be a lot of staring at the wall in this video. Who knows? We'll see. Well, here it is. So let me introduce you to some of my friends. The music, the drumsticks, and the pad. It's a big part of my day, so gotta put it in the video. Uh, uh, uh. And that's what I do. If you'd like to see some more of that, you can go to my YouTube page, type in drum performances, and I'll tell you how to get to the YouTube page momentarily. Enjoy. And here's my other best friend, my keyboard. I play a lot of Bach, Beethoven, Debussy, and I teach piano for a living, so I try to keep up on it. And I'm not going to play because I just realized Dr. Abrahams plays piano. I'm not going to do that. So we'll show you some of the things that I play. Here's some Debussy right there. And one of my favorite pieces. And what's that you say? He just puts up a really hard piece of music and then doesn't play anything? Yeah, I can do that. I can do that. Maybe I just did it. Well, one big part of me is the classical music side. I study classical music. I play a lot of it. I teach it, and basically, it kind of inspired me to become a musician. So, I may even tell you that story later. Basically, one of my favorite thing is modern classical music. So I listen to a lot of John Cage, Stockhausen, Crumb, Varese, Stravinsky. It's a big part of who I am, and it kind of became a part of my decision to become a musician. But I guess classically, I listen to a lot of Beethoven, I play a lot of Bach, play a lot of Debussy, or at least try. And I guess that's a really big part of my life and why I teach. So as my job for a living, I teach piano and percussion in private lessons 6 days a week. So quite a lot of students, and I've been doing that for, let's not count, 7 years perhaps. I also work with a lot of marching bands locally. I work teaching percussion or the drum lines, and pretty competitive bands. We go week to week and perform and compete. For my job, I created a YouTube page. I guess I could tell you a little bit about that. Let's see. Go to that. Do you like my link? It says Superman Genome. Click that. No, you can't click it. Type that in if you really want to know about it, and you could see I have at the moment about 350 videos me teaching just a little bit about my methods, and I also basically give a breakdown of all the songs in the method book that I teach out of. Not complete yet, but there's about 8 books or 10 books that I'm planning on doing, and there's a lot of songs in each book. So there's going to be pretty much every song that I teach on there. A little tutorial, little piano tutorial. So you could watch all of them? I'll watch. You probably won't watch any of them. But if you like to, you can. Go to that. Why is it always backwards? And you can see a little bit about my world. Also on there, I have a lot of resources on there, but one of the things that I want to share with you was my student performances. So if you go to my YouTube page and go to student performances, one of the ones I thought would be good would be Andrew's. I made another link. It's Voheezy does Cage the Elephant. If you just type that in YouTube, you could also see it. So just a little bit about me. But that is my job. Also, another large part about me is my writing. I do a lot of music writing. I do compositions, and I, in the middle of this obsession, maybe you could call it. I'd like to call it project, but it could be called obsession too. I have this obsession right now with creating a snare drum method book, basically from beginner never touching drumsticks before to hopefully somebody that can play the snare drum pretty well. I'll show you a little bit about that. This is the first and second book, and each book is 2 books at the same time. This is your lesson book, I believe. For some reason, everything's backwards on video. And this is your technique book. So basically, when you learn something in the lesson book, you have another technique page to reinforce it or give you some more drills or take it to the next level. So right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 levels or 5 books written. The last part of me is my classical composition side. I held you in suspense with this little story. I guess I'll tell you now. The reason I got into music was because music appreciation in junior year of high school. I heard Stravinsky's The Rite of Spring, and for some reason, I don't know, it just clicked with me. I went home later that day and searched my house for some reason, thinking that a house that had no music in it would have this piece of music. And for some odd reason, my house that doesn't have any CDs, any records, had one lonely, maybe 2 lonely records. And Stravinsky's Rite of Spring was one of them. Odd. So I listened to that. I counted 4,058,000 times that day. And I became a little bit obsessed with it. I started writing my own music, and I started really experimenting. At that time, I already played percussion, started experimenting a lot with piano. Here's one of my compositions I wrote. If you could see, for some reason it's all backwards, but if you could see, it's a lot of precise, rhythmic insanity, which I don't know, maybe made me a better person, better player, better something, or just a crazy person. I also started writing a lot of music for piano and percussion. All seemingly for one person, I'm not sure why, but a lot of odd instruments, cage-inspired radios, boxes, things on the strings, and just kind of became a little bit of who I am, and I think it shaped me as a musician. So that, my friends, is me. Sorry it took so long, but I hope you enjoyed it.